We're recording. Did you hear? Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to your restorative class. My name's Janine. I'm so excited that you are here. We are going to start lying on our belly. Yep. We're going to lay flat on the mat on our belly. You can put your hands like this and have your forehead into your resting on your hands. You can make a diamond with your fingers and rest your forehead there. Or if you would like, you can lay right cheek or left cheek on the mat, whatever is most comfortable for you. What I do want you to do is I do want you to take a blanket. Okay, and it doesn't have to be folded like really thick. You can just do this, like fold it twice in half if you'd like, or you can keep it as open as that. So it doesn't have to be that thick. And then you're just going to lay it down, and then you're going to allow your belly to come onto the blanket. So you might want to play with it a little bit. You might find that the way that you folded it was too much, and you need to let some of it release, and that's fine. But I want that pressure on with the belly on the blanket. That way you can really feel the softness that the hips and the belly get to experience as you're laying on your belly on the blanket. Sometimes when we lay on our belly, it's kind of hard, especially, when we're laying on the floor. And so I want to make sure that the hips and the belly are nice and comfortable. So take your time getting there. There is no rush. And then deciding where you would like to place your head is totally up to you. Remember, restorative yoga is all about relaxation, restoring, relaxing, resting, being in that space of allowing yourself to just be without strain, without pressure, without being uncomfortable. So it's all about being relaxed, because you know that when we are relaxed, that is when everything can rest, but that's also when our body can heal as well. And that is always a good thing. And it may not just be a physical healing. It could also be an emotional healing, mental healing, any of those sorts. For these 60 minutes, you get to experience that nurturing of self that you give yourself through the restorative practice. And that is one of the reasons why I love to teach it so much, because it's nice and slow. We will hold our poses 3, 5, 7 minutes, and I will not be talking through the whole thing. So if I'm silent, please know that I have not left the room. I am still here. Also, if something hurts, like some pose is not serving your body well, please skip it, adjust. You can go straight to Shavasana. You can add another prop, a pillow, a block, whatever, a blanket, or you can just take whatever pose you love the best and stay there until we move into the next pose. Honoring where your body is as we move through the practice and being present in the moment to realize that the body is not comfortable is a gift that you give yourself, because that means that you are listening to what you need, and then you are honoring that. And that is where a lot of relaxation comes, and where healing and growth come from as well. Because very often we are in this world of let's just not pay attention because something else is more important. There's nothing more important than you. Ever, ever, ever. So as we lay here on our belly, allowing our belly to be soft on the blanket, just allow your breath to be whatever it chooses to be right now. But I want you to find ease in that breath. Even though the front body, where most of the movement happens or that you notice when you breathe, is now laying on the floor, just notice where you feel the breath. And as you breathe, breathe with ease. Allow the body to become heavy and allow it to become relaxed. Give yourself permission to quiet the mind and just be in the moment. And as you are laying here on the belly, notice where you feel the breath moving. Can you feel the body rise and fall with each inhale and exhale? Can you also feel the breath going down the back body? Now that the back body is completely open and free, can you feel that breath as it comes in, going down the back body? If you can't, just visualize it. Visualize the breath coming in, going down the back body, and then visualize your exhale coming up and out the front body. Sometimes a visualization is all that we are able to do in the moment, and that is okay. Bring the breath a little bit deeper, a little bit longer on your inhale and your exhale. Notice the pressure that's felt in the belly and the chest. It might even feel a little constricted, and that's okay. Find ease in that discomfort of laying on the belly and breathing. Trying to take the nice deep inhales and exhales. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, sigh it out. One more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll to the right side. We're only going to be here for 3 breaths. Allow the breath to be deep. Allow the breath to be long. And what does it feel like now that you are off the front body and the breath can move more freely? There's not that constriction of being on the floor. Notice the difference from laying on the belly and now laying on the side. When you're done with your last breath, we're going to come into active rest pose. So we'll take the blanket and we'll move it off to the side because we're not going to use it right now. We're going to have our feet, soles of our feet on the floor, and we're just going to lay back like this. Excuse me. Arms will be down by your side. You can have palms facing down, or you may have palms facing up, whatever is most comfortable. Knees are pointing straight up to the ceiling. Legs are about hip width distance apart. The complete sole of the foot is on the mat. Find a soft gaze or close your eyes. Allow the back of the neck to come down onto the mat. And then as we lay here, allow your body to become heavy with every exhale. Just notice the breath. Notice the ease that it has. Notice how free it is now flowing in and out. Maybe you notice the chest rising. Maybe you notice the ribs expanding or the belly filling with each inhale. And then feeling the total opposite as you exhale, the belly falling, the ribs coming back in, and the chest relaxing. Just continue to be aware of the breath. Be curious as to where the breath lands when you take your inhale. Do you wait before you exhale? Does the exhale happen quicker than the inhale, or vice versa? There is no wrong answer. It is just what is happening in your body right now. Bringing awareness to it allows us to know what is happening with our breath. And then if it ever needs to be changed, we have that capability of changing it. Bring the arms up on the elbows so the palms are facing each other. And then squeeze the hands. Count to 3 and release. Squeeze the hand for 3, 2, 1, release. One more time. Squeeze the hand for 3, 2, 1, release. Bring the hands down on top of the belly. Allow the head to go side to side, looking to the right, coming back, looking to the left. And just take some looks to the right and the left. And then bring it back to center. You're going to bring the legs straight up into the air, the legs up the wall. Just allow a bend in the knees as much as you would like it to be. Put your hands on your thighs and rotate the ankles in one direction. And then switch to the other direction. And then point the toes, flex the toes, point, flex. One more time, point and flex. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. And as you sigh out the breath, bring the soles of the feet back down to the mat. Allow the body to settle back down onto the mat, especially the low back. Moving into our first pose, taking the right ankle, placing it on the left knee. And then we're going to drop the left knee and the sole of the right foot to the left. So the sole of the foot is going to be on the mat, and so is the left knee. Keeping both shoulders on the mat, arms down by your side, or you can tee out your arms. And if it's comfortable, gaze to the right. If you would like to put a blanket or a pillow to where your knee and your foot land on the mat, go right ahead and do that. Let the breath settle. And feel how different the breath feels now that we're in a slight twist. Sometimes twists can be a little uncomfortable. So if they are, put a pillow, a block, or a blanket underneath the right foot and the left knee. That will raise that up, lessening the twist. If you're able to be comfortable in this position, find the ease in it. Allow the body to almost surrender into the pose. Not meaning that you give up, but meaning that you recognize that releasing the tension is beneficial to you. On your next inhale, bring your legs back to center. And then take the blanket or pillow that you had on the floor and bring it to the other side. If you didn't have one, then you have nothing to move. And just allow yourself to lay here for a brief moment, just to let the whole spine set, being nice and long on the floor. Both soles of the feet are on the mat. And we're just going to go in the opposite direction. So bringing your left ankle onto the right knee. And then allowing the left sole of the foot to come down to the mat along with the right knee towards the right. Perhaps gazing to the left. Finding a soft gaze and your eyes closed. And I invite you to breathe into the left side body. Since we're in this little twist, if you can breathe into that side, or of course, if you just want to keep the breath, however it's flowing, by all means, please do that. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Sometimes when we are in stillness for extended periods of time, our mind likes to bring up all the things at that moment. If you find that your mind is going over all the things, just bring it back to the inhale and exhale. You can just remind yourself, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. It'll give the mind something to focus on. And then you can release saying those words when you feel ready. On your next inhale, bring yourself back to center. Taking the left foot, bringing it down onto the mat, and then straighten out the legs. We're going to come up to seated for a brief moment, and then we're going to go back down on the mat. But we need to set up our props for our next pose, butterfly. But we're going to do butterfly on a bolster. So a little different than how we normally do it. So when you're ready, come on up. And I want you to take a blanket. And I want you to lay it on the mat. And you can have you can have your behind on the blanket. We're going to take a bolster or some pillows, some blankets, whatever it is that you have, and we're going to elevate the bolster. So it doesn't have to be elevated very high, but it's going to be elevated so that we're at a slight angle. So I have another bolster like this, and I'm just going to lay it on that. And I'm probably going to put the bolster in the middle of it. So let me show you what I mean by that. This. So the bolster is up a little bit, and it's just laying on this. But you can certainly use pillows or blankets or towels or books. Books make perfect blocks, and they're nice and strong. So you can put that underneath the bolster as well. And then we're going to bring our legs to the outside of your makeshift bolster or your bolster. And we're going to slide down a little bit. And then we're going to lay back. So that's one of the first things we're going to do. Then we're going to bring the soles of our feet together, letting our knees open. And we're going to lay our feet on the bolster. Now, this could bring a lot of pressure on the knees as they open up. So you might feel some tension on the inner thighs. To alleviate that, take your pillow or your blanket and put it here so your knee or your knee can rest on it. And you can keep them up a little bit more if you would like as well. Of course, the higher you go with your feet on the bolster, the less pressure you will feel. So take a couple of seconds to fidget and to move so that it's comfortable. And if this is not comfortable for you, just push the bolster out of the way and just allow the feet to be on the floor. It's that simple. Place your hands on your belly, nice and lightly. Another alternative to this is to do this one leg at a time. So you would just allow one leg to be straight and then one leg would be bent. The foot would be on the bolster. I'll let you know when we're halfway. So if you're choosing to do that, then you can switch so that you have both feet, both legs on the bolster. Finding ease in poses or in movements does not mean weakness or that you have given up. Actually, it shows a lot of strength. Because when we can be present in a moment, and when we can find that softness and allow those edges to melt just a little bit and bring ease into what we're doing, that actually gives you more control over what is happening versus trying to push it to the edge or to go faster or to go harder. Finding ease takes strength, even though it's a softness. Finding ease in everything that you do, from breath to stillness to movement to thoughts. But those edges soften. If you are doing one leg at a time, please switch legs. So whichever leg was bent, you're gonna have that straight. The straight leg is now going to be bent on the bolster. slowly, very slowly, allow the feet to come down onto the floor, keeping the knees bent for a moment on the outsides of the bolster, and then let the legs go straight. Maybe shake them out a little bit. Maybe like move the hips a little bit on the floor. And we're going to put our legs back onto the bolster, except for this time we're going to have them straight. So both should go onto the bolster at the same time. Finding a softness in the knees, allowing the feet to open up like the pages of a book, relaxing the toes. Letting the whole body settle. We're going to move into our final pose, Shavasana. You may stay right here where you are. Maybe you'd like to add a pillow underneath your head. Take the legs off of the bolster and put the bolster under the knees. Whatever position that will better serve you for Shavasana, go into that. And take a body scan. Start at your toes, moving up through the feet, the ankles, the legs, torso, arms, back, front, head, jaw. And as you slowly do this body scan, moving up from the feet up to the crown of the head, do you find any spaces that are still sticky or have a little bit of tension? Allow your breath to bring ease into those spots, into those spaces. Allow the breath to help find that ease. Take a nice big breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And then take your thumb and touch each finger pad, starting to bring gentle movements into the body. Wiggle the toes a little bit. Maybe rock the head side to side. Starting to awaken the body. Get some energy moving. And then roll to your left side. And then very slowly come up to a seated position. You can keep the eyes either soft gazed or closed. Bring your palms together in front of heart center. And just rub the hands together. Take the left hand, place it on the heart, the right hand over the left. Bow your head. And find one thing that you are grateful for. And allow that one thing to be at the forefront of your mind and your heart as you move throughout the rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming to class tonight. It has been an honor to guide you. May you find peace and possibility and ease in every breath that you take. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.